everyone. We are back to our weekly international prop chat episode 52. I'm Angela, Senior Property Consultant from IQI Global, Asian largest real estate and investments advisories firms, and a member of GY IQI. Thank you for tuning in and the support of the programs. On our previous episode, we talked about Portugal Golden Visa. And tonight, I have Elena, Tsvet, our honorable guest speakers to share the topic life of the expats in Portugal. Hola, Elena, how are you? Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, I'm very glad to be invited to this live session. My name is Elena Tsvet and I'm originally from Moscow. I'm Russian, that's why I think I was chosen to share with you my experience of life in Portugal, because I moved here around 4 years ago. To be precise, it's going to be 4 years in October this year. So, and I moved to Lisbon from Moscow. I was working in a distribution company in Moscow, and I came to the moment in my career and the development, I can say personal development, that I had a feeling maybe that I would like to change something. But it was not like spontaneous decision, you know. I traveled a lot abroad. I visited many countries. I was in Italy, France, Germany, Spain. I can say I traveled all Europe. Unfortunately, I was never been in. I was in your country. So my traveling. I would just the eastern part was just once time in Thailand, so I have not big experience there. So, but I can say you a lot about Portugal. So, and since I took that solution 4 years ago, I moved here, and I was traveling many years in Portugal. And honestly speaking, my story with Portugal started 8 years ago when I came here first time.
Wow, that's great. 8 years. So I suppose visit Portugal last year, actually. Unfortunately, due to the restrictions of traveling and everything seems they had to be cancelled. But we'll definitely look forward to for this planning again to visit your country. Okay.
Yes, you know, it's less and less restriction as the vaccination program is going on in every country. So, and I believe soon we will have less restriction and we will travel freely in any country. Of course, 8 years ago and even 2 years ago, before that pandemic situation, was completely different situation with the traveling. But we will work with what we have now. We will live in the new condition, and I think everyone is already trying to adjust and to change something in their life in accordance with current conditions.
Yes. So actually, what is the best time to visit Portugal in general? I mean, the weather in Portugal, can you tell us a little bit about the place?
You know, of course, the summertime is the best time for traveling. But as you know, August is a month of vacation in Europe. And everyone goes on vacation, and even in some European countries there is a like business tradition that many companies they close in August, and employees and the owners they go for vacation. So August is the month when everything closes. So honestly speaking, I don't like to travel in August because the beaches are very crowded. So in my opinion, I would recommend to go in May, June and July and September.
That will be the springtime, is that so?
Yes, because May is the perfect time, spring. It's already hot, it's no rain, and it's not so hot. For example, some people, they can be very sensitive to hot. For example, in August here can be up to 40, 45 degrees, and it's a little bit hot to be under the sun, direct sun, and to walk. If you want to walk through city or to visit some properties, it's maybe typhoon for you. So I would recommend May, June. It's perfect weather, no rain, sun, a fresh wind. Also, what is good in Portugal, it's fresh wind. So we are close to ocean.
Otherwise, you probably have the suntan lotion all the time with you in the handbags.
And winter is rainy normally in Portugal, more rain. Even in the beginning of spring, it's also rainy. Even they have a saying, "Abril águas mil," that it's 1 million waters in April. It's normally a month with rain. But it's already spring, so but winter here is not like winter in Russia. So where is minus?
Russia is really cold, right? It's minus, right?
Yes, it's minus. Here you have like +10, you know, and it's comfortable temperature if you don't want a hot period, you don't want to travel in hot period, you can travel in December and November, for example. It's amazing decoration, Christmas decorations that starts in November. And I also would recommend to visit Portugal before Christmas, because lightning, decoration of the street in Lisbon, it's amazing. It's many small fairs when you can buy Christmas gifts. So, and it's a nice mood also of the holiday.
Yeah. So coming back to are there a lot of expats in Portugal? I mean, yeah.
In my opinion, there are a lot of expats. So
I think the weather is good, right? It's not as cold as some places, like in European, Europe country.
About expats, you mean?
I mean, the weather is the weather is not as cold like you have just described it, Russian. Yes.
But you need to take into account that it's not cold, but it's humid, because it's close to the ocean. Even it's in comparison with Spain, for example, Spain is more hot and it's less humid in winter and much warmer also in winter. Here can be +15, but you will have sensation that you a little bit cold. You feel like +10 because of the fresh air, fresh wind and humidity. So for me, I like warm winters, as we have central heating in apartments in Moscow, because we have cold winters. Here in the old houses, you don't have central heatings. You can find modern houses with heating, gas heating. You can switch on it when you feel cold. Or if you buy a house, you can have fireplace and you can heat the house. So I like, but it's my personal, preferences. I like warm sensation during winter. So, and I would recommend November and December to travel. So because it's nice mood of holiday before Christmas, nice decoration, and it's not so cold. Yeah, I think February and January they are worse than November and December. So but we are entering a good time to travel. I believe from September it's going to be much less restrictions than now. So September, October, November is a good time. If someone wants to come, always welcome.
Thank you so much. Looking forward. And what about the life in Portugal? I mean, expats, they spend a lot of time in beaches. I mean, I know Portugal have very famous beaches around, and they do a lot of scuba diving there as well too, right?
Yes, we have beautiful beaches. And we started to talk about expats. In my opinion, there are a lot of expats here. Even I have some, I can say some figures. So it's officially registered, it's 600,000. But if you would like to study more, there are some articles and other researchers, they are saying that it's more than 1 million. So it goes, if we do rough calculation, I would say it's like 10% of all population of Portugal. Foreigners, expats. For me, it's quite a lot. We are not a big country, so, and 10%, it's quite a lot, you know. And of course, expats, they prefer to live in the big cities. So the Lisbon is the capital, and the official population of Lisbon is 500,000. So and what I know and what I see living here, Lisbon is multinational city. There are people from different countries, different parts of the world. So a lot of Russians, a lot of Ukrainians, Chinese, many people, a lot of English, Spanish, Germans. So we have here a big community of digital nomads, but they like to be a little bit apart from big cities because they want their private space. So they prefer to create their digital nomad communities a little bit apart from Lisbon, like in Alentejo, in the middle of Portugal, or close to south part, Algarve. And in Algarve, there are many people from UK, British, they like Algarve, and there are many direct flights from London to Faro. So we have airports in Porto, Lisbon, and in Faro. So they historically, they like south of Portugal, and also they like Madeira. Russians, they like normally Lisbon, and Cascais. It's a city, it's not exactly a city, it's villa. It's like 30 kilometers from Lisbon, but it's much smaller. And Porto is the north of Portugal. It's 200,000 people population, and it's not much famous among expats. I don't know, maybe it's colder there.
Then what about the cost of living for the expats? I mean, is that expensive?
You know, Portugal is less expensive if you compare with other countries in Europe. It's less expensive than Spain. And I mean, if you count your total expenses, but if you will compare, for example, prices for fuel for the cars, it's much more expensive than in Spain and somewhere in Europe. But it's historically like this because of the taxes, and cars in Portugal, they're more expensive than in Spain and in Germany and France. So, but it's because of the special taxation for cars and the fuel for this. But generally, if you compare average life level and expenses, for example, Portugal, Spain, and the other countries, for example, it's much cheaper, it's affordable. And with the less money, you can have a very good life level, qualitative. You can go to restaurants, you can have a private medicine. So for me, and I would say, on my personal experience, that it's cheaper than in Moscow.
Yeah, I heard that a friend says that they usually have a very long lunch. Is that so? I mean, the lunch is actually takes a few hours. I mean, you can really enjoy having your lunch for a few hours in Portugal. You know, is that right? I mean, of course, they do comes with the starters and blah blah blah, and then wine, get the refill, and bang bang. Then it takes about a few hours. They told me that you have to try our very long lunches there in Portugal. I said, oh really?
If people say this,
yes,
there is something. So like of course, I can't say that it's 3 hours lunch, but it's more than 1 hour. And sometimes, I would say this goes, it has roots of the food tradition in Portugal. Food and everything connected with food, eating, wine, everything around the meal is it's very special in Portugal, and the Portuguese people they pay a lot of attention on it. Of course, lunch is this time, it's your time, you're not working, and it's time to enjoy, to relax, to take out stress. And yes, it's common to have 1 glass of wine during lunch, maybe 2 glasses. So it's a tradition. And here it's very tasty food. They have fresh fish for lunch, grilled without nothing, and so tasty. And you can enjoy 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. So normally it's within 2 hours, from 1 till 3. But it's also depend that different companies that have different timing of lunch. One company can start from 1 till 2, and there's 2:30, and the other can from 2 till 3:30. So, and generally, if you count all this period, it's from 1 to 3. But it's a good time because now, for example, it's shiny and it's 20 plus 27, so you can go outside on the terrace, you can enjoy your meal and have a glass of wine.
Yes, yes. Okay, for those who just joined us, welcome to our International Project, episode 52, every Friday, 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time. And tonight, I have Elena, Tsvet, COO of IQI Portugal, to share with us the topic of life of the expats in Portugal. So the audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop the message in the comment box and we will answer you shortly. All right. So by the way, Elena, is there any special healthcare for expats in living in Portugal, or it probably be the same with the local there?
Regarding the healthcare, here exists a public healthcare system and a private healthcare system. So, and I would say that healthcare system is the same for locals and for expats. So everyone who has documents of resident or visa in Portugal can have access to both systems. So you need to receive special number. Here in Portugal, it calls número de utente. It means like a number of personal number of person as a patient. If he goes to any clinic, he needs to show this number. And public health care, you almost pay nothing. It's very cheap. And now in pandemic time, you don't pay for any consultation of the therapist. So, and you have 24 hours hotline. If you have any problem with your health, you can call the English speaking, Portuguese speaking, and I guess French speaking. So, so even if it's multi-language, so you can call and you can get immediate consultation of the doctor, but by phone. So, and private healthcare, you just need to have an insurance. So there are several companies that they provide insurance system, and depend on plan that you would like would like to choose, because it's a lot of details. I don't think that we need to go through them now. So there are big companies, for example, me personally, I have insurance of Fidelidade, because I checked several companies. It's the biggest one, and you can go online, you can see the prices, and even you can do this insurance online. So, and of course you have also plan of health that gives you discount. There is no, it's not an insurance, it's just a plan of health care. So you can, even if you buy the property and you go to the bank to ask a loan, for example, and you can make healthcare plan or healthcare insurance through the bank. They provide that system, and it's very convenient. Before I moved in Portugal, I tried to do that. I made for me healthcare system here through bank. And it was very convenient because it was taken from my account. Even I didn't know when I have to pay, where I should go. It was everything in one place. So, and when I arrived to Portugal for 2 or 3 weeks stay, I went to make a checkup of my health. It was very convenient.
All right, and if anyone's who granted to be in Portugal, how long they get allowed to stay there? Do they have to have special permit, visas to go into Portugal?
It depends from which country you go. For example, it's a Schengen zone. For example, from Russia, we can't go here without any visa. For example, now, because of pandemic situation, Portugal consulate in Russia, they don't issue any visa. So you can't go for touristic purposes. You can go from Russia only for business purposes and for investment. I think what I know, in majority cases, in major countries, they do the same. For example, Portuguese consulate in other countries. If you want to travel to Portugal, you need to travel only for business purposes, for investment, for meetings, opening the company, something like this. For touristic purposes, unfortunately, now it's not possible, but for any other business purposes, it's possible. For example, they can give you a 1-year visa, but you can have only limited days of stay during this 1 year. For 90 days or 180 days. It's about normal visa. So if you applied in the Portuguese consulate for special visa, not touristic, a business visa, like visa D7 or D12, you will arrive to Portugal. You will have already appointment in Tsvet. Tsvet, it's border service, that's immigration service that control all entrance to Portugal. And you receiving the visa there, you have already appointment in these immigration services, and you go there and you receive 1 year residency card. It's already a temporary residence permit that you can stay here during 1 year. Then if you want to prolong, they prolong for 1 more year, and the third time they prolong for 3 years.
Oh, all right. Okay, there is a question saying, how do you encounter any worst experience in Portugal? That's one question. How do you encounter the worst experience in Portugal, or your perceptions? I mean, you. That is a question. Have you encountered any worst experience in Portugal when you first landed to Portugal? So you see, audience likes to share your experience, your worst, your nightmare. No nightmare.
Good question, but it's depend of again personal perception. For example, some people can be annoyed that everything is slow in Portugal. For example, I mean slow, I can say in commas. For example, some person can just want things very fast. For example, if he calls today, he wants to do things tomorrow. But sometimes it's not possible because in Portugal, because of some legal procedures, it has to take time and you can't do nothing with it. When I moved to Portugal, for example, I wanted to do things fast, but I went to bank, for example, and they said, oh, you need to wait 1 week to open account. I said, 1 week? What, why? I want to do this tomorrow. But it was 8 years ago, for example. But now the banks depend on the banks. They can work faster, so they can open the bank account within 1 or 2 days, depend on the documents. So worse, also for me experience, I had an issue. For example, I was waiting for my resident card, And I wanted to receive that number for healthcare, that you have to have it. And I went there, and they could not explain me that I can't receive without a resident card. So I was a foreigner. I did not know why. I went there several times, and I could not get the number because you said, you don't have documents, come next time. I said, but I have this paper from immigration. So I didn't understand what's the word for me. So, and here can be worse experience than foreigner, go somewhere alone and trying to do something by themselves, foreigners, like I was trying to do myself, and I was thinking that they are doing something wrong to me because I'm foreigner, but it was not true. I just was not understanding legal process. That's why I think it's important to have someone who advised me. Then I called to my friend. She lives in Portugal already more than 10 years, and she has Portuguese citizen, and she explained me, and even she went with me. So, and it was completely different. So, because I understood the process. So, and okay, it's a process. I was fine. So also can be, some people sometimes like to change things. For example, I don't know how it works in Malaysia, but for example, in Russia, if you have phone operator, for example, one, and you don't like quality of connection, you don't like internet, it's too slow, or you want to change because you found something cheaper or you found something more convenient, you want to change, you can change it right now. Here exists one thing like franchise. So you have to have contract 1 year, and during 1 year you can change. You are start, if you choose one of the telecommunication company, you start 1 year. For me, it's something I don't understand as a foreigner, because I used to different. For example, if you choose insurance company, so you have to stay with them 1 or 2 years, depend of the condition of the contract. If you want to exit earlier, you have to pay them some fees. But of course, you can exit earlier. For example, for telecommunication contract, if you move from one house to another, you just show them the contract or any confirmation of your movement that you are leaving the house and you can't stay with their contract anymore. You move to another house when there is another service. So they can stop the contract without any fees. So, but generally speaking, I did not have any bad and worse experience here. Thanks God, and I wish everyone.
Yeah. So is English widely spoken in Portugal? Is it easy to get along?
English, yes. If everyone speaks Portuguese. Oh, sorry, English. Everyone speaks English, and there is no problem for foreigner to speak. And to communicate, to ask questions, no problem. That was an issue. For example, with me, I was not understanding some legal things, and I have to be explained and advised. So that's why. You know why they speak English? Because here you have all movies in original language in English, and if you go to the cinema to see the movie, you will any movie from Hollywood, you will have it in English with the Portuguese subtitles.
Oh, all right. It's not a translate or interpret it in. Oh, it's actually the other way around. The subtitle would be in Portuguese. Okay, that's great. All right, that's cool. So what about jobs? Is that easy to get jobs in Portugal?
You know, it's depend of your area. Where do you work and in your country, and which qualification do you have? And what I think Portugal, to find a job in Portugal, I think it's the same as in any country. Some professions are wanted more, and there is a deficit. For example, if you want to be a doctor, you just need to confirm your documents, in Portugal, that you have a degree, that you're a doctor in your country, you need to prove that your degree here. So you translate all the documents, you subscribe to the medical association, and you follow all needed procedures, and you can be a doctor here, because it's a deficit. For example, now it's a big deficit for psychologists. So if someone wants to be a psychologist in Portugal, they're very welcome. So, and you can have clients as your doctor, not only from Portugal, because it's very popular online consultation now. Also, for example, if the low qualification, if you don't have any degree, also a lot of demand from construction sector now, because there's a lot of reconstruction, a lot of building in your houses, new houses. And even if you work on Lisbon, you will see a lot of machines that's constructing the houses. So, and you can see from your windows on new construction, but it's good, it's developing. It's always good. I would say that Portugal, it's easy to open your business. So, for example, I was working in the big company in Moscow, but I arrived here and I started to work for myself. So, and I think it's a very good business climate here, and climate for entrepreneurs, for businessmen, for the small, especially small businessmen, small companies. It's very, very good here to start to develop. So, and sometimes people, they work as employees in their countries. I know many people who came from Moscow, they started their business here. They open restaurants, they open cafes, they open takeaway deliveries now. They start to be sommelier, wine guides, or they bought something, you know, like destroyed vineyards, and they recovered and they opened a small vineyard and started to produce homemade wine. And I know, I heard about one girl in the Russian community. She produced a Russian drink here in Portugal. It was her dream. Because she was working in Moscow, and when she moved here, I think her story started around 3 years ago. So, and she started to produce a kvass. It's a Russian drink. So, typical. And she's small now, but she's going. She has already contracts with the restaurant. So if someone have a dream, but unfortunately has no time to fulfill the dream to open small cafe or production in your country, I think here everything, you have everything really to fulfill your dream.
Yeah,
it's not only
I also
good weather. I mean, it's good also business climate. What also important.
Yeah, I know that there is one wine that is called green wine. Is that something
Green
very
wine,
special?
yes, you know, green wine is a Portugal legend.
Yeah.
Everyone in all over the world are talking about green wine. Even the wine is most popular in Russia now. Even they serve in cafes. It's a green Portuguese wine. I don't know the brand, but it's different. But it's really, they started to import green wine to Russia because it was demand after traveling to Portugal. People return and they ask.
But why did it name it a green? Is that green color?
It's yes, it's not exactly green, you know, the color of white wine. Green wine is more transparent, and it has something inside like a sparkling a little bit. It's
bubbles of, yeah.
You don't notice
like the sparkling
that it has. No, it's not like exactly sparkling wine. It's if to explain, it's close to white wine, but it's fresh. You feel that it's a little bit like sparkling, but it's not sparkling.
Okay, and Portugal is also quoted as one the family's qualities is really good. You know, is that why a lot of expats likes to stay in Portugal? This is quality of the family life is very good, and of course safe and peaceful, and of course you have mentioned a very affordable place to stay. Is that
Family
right?
life, yes,
Yeah.
it's right. Family life here is important. It's Portuguese, they are very family oriented. For them, it's family is in the first place, then the work, then I don't know, friends, then something else. But family, relatives, it's a first importance in the life. Then anything else depends on the person.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and of course, here you, I think their schedule and they work, how it's organized. They have more time to dedicate to family. For example, as we were discussing previously, they had a long lunch, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, or two, can be 2 hours. So some people during this lunch time, they use this time to go, for example, to pick up child to place to another place, or to place to the grandparents, or to do something for family, for example, to make some papers, to pick up, to deliver some family stuff. Some people, they use this time to have meetings like business lunch. That's why it's a little bit longer, because it's not only lunch, but sometimes it's a business meeting. For example, if a person wants to move from one apartment to another, and there is no possibility to schedule a meeting in another time, they use half an hour of the lunch time. So, and also, as I was mentioning about time schedule, everything close at 6. Company does not. You don't find here companies that work 24 hours. Of course, it exists like hotlines, some insurance support, accident support, of course exists. But normally all people, they stop to work at 6 or at 7. For example, in banks, they stop to work at 5. Because they start much early at 8 or 7:30. They start already to work. So, and they finish early. And if they finish at 5, they have a lot of time to spend with the families. So to go somewhere, to dinner outside, to go to the beach, to walk. When you go, for example, at 6 o'clock to the beach side or riverside, you will see a lot of people with children walking, sitting on the grass, like picnic. So it's a time to be with the family. They appreciate it a lot.
No wonder the personal happiness and the is one of the top or highly recommended countries. I've seen some of the newsletters written there.
Yes,
yeah, okay, that is
conditions here for that.
Yeah, that is in the questions. How's life there during this COVID time? How's the life in, the right current situations in your country, in Portugal?
I think it's more or less like in every country. In the beginning, when pandemic started, when they announced last year in the March to close the country for complete lockdown. Honestly speaking, everyone was afraid. We were staying at home from March till the beginning of May, almost 2 months. And we were afraid even to go to buy food. We did it 2 times per month. We were buying a lot of food to have it for 2 weeks. So everything was closed last year. No hospitals working, only emergency. If you have something that really, really urgent, you will be accepted in the hospital. For example, like appendicit or some urgent surgeries, heart attack. So, but the rest, everything was closed till June last year. So even I had some appointment, normal, regular routine, everything was moved to June, July last year. Since all companies, all public services, they were closed. We stayed at home and we had just to write 1 per day for any walk. So we were walking at night when we were thinking there is less people because we were scared. So then everyone was scared. So it was stopped country completely from March last year till May. So then started to recover. We had completely normal summer last year. I can't say that the life last year during summer was different. So it was normal life. But of course, we were very careful. For example, I was going to the beach where I was thinking less people. I wanted to have more privacy. I did not want someone I don't know around me. So our family, we tried to have a distance. So we just, if we were meeting with the friends, we went to some open terrace and restaurants. So we were very careful. And I think what I see now, what is happening, all people continue to be very careful. So we had second lockdown after Christmas last year started, and it's finished in April. But this time lockdown was not complete. So public services, they were working, but with appointment. So you have to send an email and you will receive a date and the time. For me, it was very convenient. For example, I went because I needed to make some legal papers for my car. So, and I subscribed and they gave me the date and the time. I arrived, it was no one there. So, and I was accepted exactly on the time that it was scheduled. And for me, it's important because I like to be accepted in the time what is scheduled. I don't like delays. So,
yeah. And then they were asking,
and
they were asking about the shop close. What time during weekdays or weekends? I mean, is it start operating right now? It is, right?
The shops last year stopped operating when it was completely locked down. We had only food supermarkets working, only pharmacies and food stores. So then was normal summer and till December, I guess. Last year was normal. They just cut some hours. So food stores, they were working till 9 and on weekend till 7. And they return to that limitation now. So on weekends, we have food till 5 now, food stores. And other stores, they have to be closed at 3:30 on weekend. So during working days, the stores, food stores, and supermarkets, they can work till 9. And the other stores, like, I don't know, IKEA, Leroy Merlin, till 7.
All right. Okay, that's another question is, which areas has more Asians Chinese? Is there any particular places that have more Asian Chinese? These are all questions from
like
the
Lisbon.
audience.
They like Lisbon.
Lisbon, so, okay.
Yes, it's a capital and historical city. Lisbon has 24 municipalities, like districts. So, and they prefer central part of Lisbon near the river. So, River Tejo. So it's like districts like Baixo Chado, Príncipe Real.
And the next question is, what is the best way to make local friends when the foreigner first arrives? Well, these friends definitely are looking forward to meet a lot of Portugal people. Okay.
You know,
what is?
Locals,
I guess you say hola, hola, everything hola. You will
you need to
somebody.
say hola on the street,
hola.
And they will speak with you.
Yes.
Because Portuguese, they are very nice people. They have very kind personality. I mean, nation, generically.
Yeah, very friendly as well, right?
They are very friendly. And if you say hola and you show that you want to speak, they will speak with you and they will be concerned to help you. So, for example, if you don't know how to go somewhere, they will even follow you. I had that situation. I was on the market I was lost and I talk in English. I did not know at the time Portuguese. I started to talk with someone in English, and they the person exit with me from the market, and he showed me the street where I have to go. So
wow,
and of
that
course,
was
modern means of communication, it's
Mhm.
social networks. You can find friends on Facebook, you can find a friend in Internations, it's another website, or like a local. Many people who wants to have a local guide. And of course, there are a lot of expats group on Facebook. I also applied to many. So I'm in English expat group because I'm English speaking. So Russian expat group.
yeah,
Russian
okay,
community on Facebook, it's 20,000 people, for example.
wow, that's a lot. Okay, there is another question is, what are the mediums of instructions at schools in Portugal, such as public, private schools and universities? I think what he's trying to say is that a lot of public and private schools in
Instruction, you
turn?
mean how to enter there?
Yeah, what is the applications to get? It depends what it depends what kind of I mean universities, what is what their means is, maybe the requirement to get into the schools. I think private is definitely something like international schools, right? Is that a lot of international schools in Portugal?
Yes, of course, there are English schools, German school, I saw it in Lisbon. It depends of what exactly person wants. So if they want to apply to a private school, just need to pass through interview to apply all the papers that they require by the list. Normally they have on their websites all the list of the documents. They ask, and you just need to make a contract and agree with their prices, because private school, they can cost from 1,000 per month to 2,500, and it just depends of what exactly you are looking for. The language of education in public school is the Portuguese. So you need to speak Portuguese, the child, if you want to place him in a public school. But some private school, they have education in English. So if the parent does not think that the child needs to learn Portuguese, there are private schools with courses in English. The language in universities also Portuguese, but there are courses in different universities they are in English. So you don't need to learn Portuguese to study in Portugal. Of course, 90% it's in Portuguese, but there are always courses in English. But they are a little bit more expensive. For example, course in English in university, it's more expensive than the same course in Portuguese.
Okay. Do they have to stay, let's say, like some people who migrated there and they bring the whole family there, do they have to stay at the place where the address is close to the schools in order to get
I
the
forget to
application?
mention it. Yes, you can't go to any school you want because they ask to be in that district. Every school belongs to the district, and they accept kids from that area that's nearby. So of course, some private schools, if for example you rent an apartment near a private school, then you found something else better, you move to another, you can stay in the school because you applied already for that, and if you like the school, so but you need to arrange a transfer for the kid to drive by yourself, or maybe to pay to the school to pick up if there is any service. Some schools, they have services for kids to pick up, but of course, for example, if you live in Cascais, you have to go to some school there nearby. You can't go to Lisbon.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. For those who missed the early episodes or IPC, you can check out our Facebook, IQI International Sales page, Instagram, YouTube to watch the replay. Do give us plenty of love and like, and support us by sharing our programs to your friends and family. I look forward to seeing you on the next Friday, 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time on the Cantonese sessions. And the topic is My Life in Perth. Before I end this program, I think most of the questions we have already answered. And if we were unable to answer you, we will answer you after the programs. Once again, obrigado. Is that right? Thank you.
Yes, obrigada is thank you. Yes, it's that I wanted to say. You need to know hola, it's hello, and obrigada, it's thank you. So
yes. Thank you so much, obrigado, Elena, for the sharing of time to be with us tonight. And of course, I'll take this opportunity to wish you and your family all the best and stay safe. And I'm Angela, Senior Properties Consultant from IQI Global. And IQI is the largest real estate and investments advisory firms. Nevertheless, a member of GY IQI. Wishing you a pleasant night and take care. Elena, thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Do I pronounce it correctly? All right. For all audience, hola, you can make friends in Portugal. Obrigado means that thank you. And these two language for the time being, right?
Yes, for now, I think it's enough. But if they come to Portugal, we can learn together more Portuguese words. Hope my information that I shared with you was useful, and hope to see you soon in Portugal.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night. Bye. Bye.